What if your country didn't have McDonald's? No Big Macs, no fries, no Happy Meals. For most of us, that sounds impossible. After all, McDonald's is one of the most recognized brands in the world, with restaurants in over 100 countries. But there is one nation that said no to the Golden Arches. Not once, but several times. And their reason is more surprising than you might think. This is the story of the country that banned McDonald's. And why they did it. Let's start with a quick fact. McDonald's serves over 60 million customers every single day. It's a global symbol of fast food, convenience, and American culture. But in this country, the people decided that McDonald's didn't fit their way of life. That country is Iceland. Yes, the land of volcanoes, glaciers, and breathtaking landscapes is also the land without McDonald's. And the story behind it reveals a lot about the values of Icelanders and how they see the world. When McDonald's first opened in Iceland in 1993, it was a big deal. People lined up for hours to taste their first Big Mac. It was seen as a sign that Iceland was becoming part of the modern global world. The restaurant was opened in the capital city, Reykjavik, and business was booming. For years, McDonald's was a popular spot for tourists and locals alike. But something changed in 2008. That year, Iceland faced one of the worst financial crises in its history. The economy collapsed almost overnight. The value of the Icelandic krona dropped sharply, and prices for imported goods skyrocketed. For McDonald's, this was a serious problem because everything used to make the food, the cheese, the pickles, the packaging, had to be imported from Germany. Suddenly, the cost of importing all these items became so high that McDonald's AS was losing money on every meal sold. The franchise owner, Jon Gardar Ogmundsson, tried to find a solution. He even considered using local Icelandic ingredients, but McDonald's strict global standards didn't allow it. Every McDonald's burger in the world has to taste exactly the same, whether it's in New York, Tokyo, or Reykjavik. That meant he couldn't switch to local beef or bread, even though Iceland produces excellent quality food. In October 2009, McDonald's officially closed its doors in Iceland. There were only 3 restaurants in the country, but their closure made headlines around the world. McDonald's stated that it was due to economic reasons, but for many Icelanders, it became something more, a symbol of independence. Instead of seeing it as a loss, people began to feel proud that their country wasn't relying on a global fast food chain. They realized that Iceland's small economy and strong local food culture didn't need McDonald's to thrive. After McDonald's left, the franchise owner decided to keep one of the restaurants open, but under a new name. He created a local brand called Metro, using the same buildings, the same staff, and a new menu based on local ingredients. Metro quickly became popular, showing that Iceland could stand on its own without foreign influence. Today, Metro is still serving Icelanders, using Icelandic beef, cheese, and vegetables, all sourced locally. It's become a proud symbol of Iceland's self-reliance. But here's where it gets even more interesting. One of the last McDonald's AS burgers sold in Iceland in 2009 has been preserved to this day. A man bought the burger and fries and decided to keep them as a kind of time capsule. Over a decade later, the burger still looks almost exactly the same. It's now displayed in a small museum in southern Iceland, attracting tourists who come to see the burger that never died. It's become a strange but powerful reminder of Iceland's break from global consumerism. So why did Iceland really ban McDonald's? Technically, it wasn't a political ban. It was a choice. A refusal to depend on imported, standardized food that didn't reflect the country's values. Iceland is proud of its natural environment and high-quality local produce. The people there value transparency, sustainability, and community. Fast food doesn't fit into that picture. Instead of fast, cheap meals, they prefer slow, home-cooked, and local food made with care. It's also important to understand Iceland's culture. This is a nation that has learned to survive in one of the harshest environments on Earth. For centuries, Icelanders relied on their own resources, fishing, farming, and trading among themselves. That spirit of independence runs deep. When the 2008 financial crisis hit, they didn't just rebuild their economy. They redefined it. They focused on what makes Iceland unique, rather than trying to copy other countries. And so, McDonald's became a symbol of something bigger, a test of cultural identity in a globalized world. Iceland proved that a country can say no to one of the most powerful brands on Earth and still thrive. In fact, today, Iceland's tourism and food industries are stronger than ever. Visitors come from all over the world, not to eat burgers, but to experience Iceland's pure landscapes, unique culture, and traditional food. Think about it this way. In most countries, McDonald's represents success, the idea that you have made it into the modern world. But in Iceland, success means staying true to your values, even when it's hard. It's about choosing authenticity over convenience and local pride over global imitation. That's what makes Iceland different. So next time you think of McDonald's, remember that somewhere in the North Atlantic, there's a country that said no, not out of hate, but out of pride. And maybe that's a lesson for all of us. True progress isn't always about adding more. Sometimes it's about knowing when to stop and when to protect what makes you unique. If you enjoyed this story, give this video a like and subscribe to GlobeSet for more fascinating stories from around the world. Every country has a story, and we're here to tell it.